I'll admit, this is one of those runs I feel is probably going to end up being torture. We're going to be doing a solo run with just one HootHoot slash Noctowl, and I'm saying it's going to be torturous because Noctowl stats aren't very good. I mean, it's got base 100 HP, which, you know, it isn't bad, but the problems where it lacks is it has a base 50 attack stat, which is just garbage. I mean, let's face it, you know, that's awful. And it has a base special attack of 76, you know, which is mediocre at best. So most of its points are oddly enough in HP and special defense, which is not good for attacking. Like, we're gonna constantly lag on the offense, and to make matters worse, our offensive options aren't very powerful. Through breeding, get stuff like wing attack, and with stab, you know, that would be a 90 base power move. But since we're not going to be doing breeding, you know, because, you know, it's a solo run, we're stuck, you know, with one HootHoot, you know, and we're going to have to work with its move pool option. So I can't breed Fainton until HootHoot either in this run, which would be useful. Like, I hate to say it, but Noctowl doesn't get many moves that work with its higher special attack stat. And none it can use stab with, so yeah. It can learn Confusion, you know, at 34, or if you evolve it into a Noctowl, it doesn't get a special attack till level 41 through its own move pool. You can teach it Thief, which may end up being one of our more powerful moves this run, you know, which is gonna be weird. Because I usually don't use Thief as an attacking move. Because, you know, it's got base 40 power. It's not usually that useful to me. But with Noctowl's offensive stats, it may end up being, you know, what we have to go with. Which is kind of sad. Because the way they have HootHoot slash Noctowl set up, it's supposed to use Takedown. So it basically uses a really powerful stab move, where it gives up lots of HP and just hope, you know, you go up against opponents that can't, you know, beat the shit out of you. And with your base 50 regular defense, you're probably going to have to run Reflect, you know, if you're facing anyone that uses physical moves to protect yourself. So, yeah, I am not expecting this to be a fun run in the long run. You know, maybe not as torturous as using the Cat Spirit in that one Shaman King. What was it, Sprinting Wolf I did it in? It was either Sprinting Wolf or Soaring Hawk. You know, they're the same games. There's just different versions like Pokémon, because there's different spirits in them. So yeah, the Cat Spirit's the weakest spirit in the game. Well, it's tied. The only other spirit that is equally bad is the Child Spirit. And I've been thinking about doing a run with it. You know, see if it maybe gets a better moveset than the Cat. Because the Cat doesn't get like anything move-wise besides Fervor potentially going off and raising your attacks by a bit. Darn it, I did not mean to say that, but whatever, you know, it doesn't matter if it's daylight savings time or not, you know, who cares. But yeah, the Cat's like, I got a weak base power move that can raise my attack power a little bit. Which is nice. It's about the only way you can get past some of the bosses later on. You know, you have to basically cross your fingers and hope for a boost. It's a horrible position to be in, but that's the one you're in when you're using the Cat. Some of the low-ranking human spirits balance themselves out a bit by getting really powerful moves. Like, the rank 6 spirit was female, and I used it in a run for low female spirits one time. And it got a move with, like, base 100-something power. So even if its stats were terrible, at least it had a move, you know, that was up there in the tiers. Sadly, couldn't really fully use it, but, you know, it was better than nothing. But yeah, we're gonna have to take Totodile. I'm using a Game Genie cheat code, so I can replace Totodile, because that's the code I got. You know, there's probably others for replacing the other starters, I would assume, but I didn't really look up what they were. So yeah, we're gonna be taking Totodile, which is probably not the best pick if we want to raise the difficulty of this run, because Feraligatr can at least learn stuff like Ice Punch, but I can't remember if the rival actually gives it a nice base move right now. Normally I don't usually worry about that stuff too much. But, you know, with the solo challenge, that may end up coming back to bite me in the butt. And I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do about, the Steel Gym. I mean, I have a plan, but it's definitely not gonna be the best plan. Yeah, I definitely want the HootHoot, man. Yeah, it's gonna change it to, you wanna give a nickname to your HootHoot. Yep. Okay, we got a male HootHoot, so we'll name it after a certain owl. Hopefully that means it has higher attack stats. The female ones tend to have lower attack IVs. So, yeah. I know I could use cheats to make them perfect, but I'm just like, nah. I'll go with what I get, you know. We're not going to spend time, you know, resetting over and over and over again to get the perfect HootHoot. I'll leave that for one like Scott's Thought, who's got some more patience for it. Though I still don't know why he thinks HootHoot / Noctowl would make for a competitive run against the Pharaoh line. Say what you will about Pharaoh being a glass cannon, but at least it's a cannon, you know? Like, it gets access to something like Steel Wings, so it can break rocks, and it's fast. Though admittedly, you know, attacking rock types on their physical defense is not usually the best idea, but, you know, at least if Sparrow gets a decent amount of levels, or Pharaoh gets a decent amount of levels, it can probably just power through. I'm not as confident in Noctowl's ability to power through. Because while its base 100 HP, you know, is okay, you know, it's probably more solid than some of the Pokemon I've used in the past, you know. But that base 50 attack stat, just no. Like, it's 40 lower than Pharaoh's. You know, so its attack stat is just beyond terrible. Okay, like, it's not even a mediocre attack stat, you know, it's just god-awful. There's nothing I can really do about it either, you know, besides, you know, cross my fingers and hope I can, you know, make things work. We'll definitely be making use of that berry we got in hand right now. I'm sure someone, you know, like, just don't use any items equipped on your Pokemon, you know, for a challenge run, but just, like, it's gonna be challenging enough, you know, with HootHoot's moveset. I mean, it doesn't learn any special attacks, which is a stronger attack stat, you know. Its special attack stat's 76 this generation. They did buff it later on to 86, but this is Gen 2, so we get base 76, which is not that great. Like I said, Pharaoh gets 90 base attack, you know, and it plays into its stabs. We don't get any stab, and we don't learn any special attacks until level 34 as HootHoot. And if we evolve, you know, at level 20, you know, when we first get the opportunity, because we want more attack power, you know, to try and deal with Miltank, we're not going to be able to learn Confusion until level 41. Yeah. And, like I said, I just don't have any real upsides to throw out there. Like, we don't even get options through really TMs to learn special attacks. Like, I can learn Thief, you know, with a base 40 power that lets me steal items, you know, which is nifty, I guess, because I can steal things potentially, but at the same time, you know, it's base 40 power, like, that's pitifully weak. And we can learn Dream Eater through a TM. But hear me out, we can learn it through leveling up, so that's just a terrible, you know, pickup right there. And that's it. The only other option we have for picking up a special attack is gonna be using hidden power and hoping we have access to, you know, some sort of special based type, you know, on it. Which, if you pick, like, certain IVs, you can make it be, dark. You know, I guess we pick max IVs for everything, but it's just, like, like, that's only gonna be mildly helpful at best. To have dark type special attack, I mean, I guess it means we wouldn't have to use Thief, we'd have something with, like, base 70 power, which is gonna be better than our early stab moves of Tackle and, Peck. And I don't even get Peck until level 61, not 61, no, 11, jeez. If it was 61, that'd be kind of sad. But yeah, we're gonna have to be probably using Peck for a little while. And gosh darn it, Tackle. Don't you go missing on me. And that was a critical hit when I didn't need it. I hate when that happens. Okay, let's just grab this berry. After all, I'm probably gonna want it for the rival fight anyway. Yeah, my confidence in HootHoot isn't very high. And he's gonna be bugging us later, unfortunately. At least I think he does in Crystal. Like, they didn't want you to forget the map, you know, and Gold and Silver, I just usually ignore them, because I'm like, I don't need no stinking map. It doesn't affect Fly if I have the map or not. Though I was hoping I wouldn't have to stop at the Pokemon Center on the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. Come on. But yeah, like, I just don't know what to do with HootHoot beyond grab Hypnosis when we can learn it. And slap on Nightmare as soon as possible. We actually can trade Kenya for Nightmare, you know, because that guy wants the male attached to the Sparrow, which I can't remember if he gets back or not. You can't take the letter off and attach it to any random Pokemon you have on hand, so who knows, maybe I'll catch a Caterpie or something and put the letter on that later. Just to be slightly annoying, like, here you go, dude. You can have this, you know, you can have my Caterpie with your mail for you, and I'll take Nightmare. Because that's basically the only way I see winning, really. And that basically means we're going to be relying on Curse, only a less reliable version of it. Because Nightmare does 1/4 damage every turn, but your opponent has to remain asleep for it to be in effect. Kinda. There's a weird glitch this gen where if your opponent uses full heal to get rid of sleep, or full restore, they'll actually still keep the Nightmare on them. So we may be trying to, you know, put Koga's Crobat to sleep, then hope he doesn't heal it immediately so we can hit with Nightmare, and then put in a task where you're going to keep it on there for just a little bit to kill it. Yes, a mystery egg. Yes, I know them very well. I've bred a few Pokemon with them in the past. It doesn't happen too often because most runs breeding just isn't very advantageous when I've done mono runs. But it's had its moments in some runs. Like when I was doing a team of Delibirds, it came in handy. Oh, you do you? Oh, love and care, that's why I'm gonna beat the ever-loving crap out of it in battles, right? At least that's the way it feels, like I'm the one hurting it, by using it, you know, when there's better options. Like, go HootHoot! Like, couldn't you have picked up something better? Like, no. I must become a HootHoot/Noctowl master. Though, oddly enough, the first shiny I ever saw was a Noctowl. Unfortunately, I didn't have any Pokeballs to catch it. So I kinda just knocked it out. It was a sad day. Especially since this is a gen where if they pop up, you know, it's completely at random. You never know when you might run into one, you know, by random chance. But I've done plenty of runs where I never see a shiny. Though admittedly I tend to try and grind mostly against trainers, you know, for the most part, and that'll definitely be the case here, right? I mean, how much time could I spend on non-trainers, you know, in this run? If we only have one Pokemon, it's gonna get leveled up really fast. You know, as long as it's not getting, you know, the crap kicked out of it. Because the leveling curve, you know, in this game tends to be really low. Which is why wild Pokemon are not the best option for grinding. Because they tend to be under-leveled, which is bloody annoying. And I kinda wish I could abuse Toxic right from the get-go. But you can't get that till near the end of the game. Yeah, I got a HootHoot. But I don't give a hoot about you, rival. So get out of my way. Yeah, I know he wants the battle. I always feel sorry for Chikorita this gen. Like it has even worse than HootHoot will have it. Because Chikorita gets, you know, you got a flying gym, then you go into a bug gym, then you get the normal gym where it has, you know, no advantages or disadvantages, but ouch. You know, it's still annoying. Then you go into a ghost gym where its grass attacks are useless. Then you got the steel gym, you know, it's just like, man, Chikorita gets like nothing it can really clobber. It's painful to watch, you know. Then you got the ice gym, like, oh man. So you can get easily one-shotted potentially. At least if the opponent's willing to spend some time with some aura beams, you know, and you're under-leveled. Like, getting Chikorita through Gen 2 sucks. I mean, the only way it can get worse, you know, if you're doing the remake where it learns Body Slam even later in the run. Like, you just have to feel sorry for the Chikorita family. It just does not get the good end of the stick this gen. I'm sure people are, you know, you can build a team around it. I'm like, yeah, you can. But you'll find yourself using a lot of other Pokemon way more than Chikorita. Like, at least the other stars have better options to play with. Well, now. Yeah, I just ran into the guy. Yeah, I did. Well, since we got a HootHoot, obviously he's Toots. He toots a lot, man. He likes to toot his own horn. Yeah, I'm sure it will. Good luck finding the farter, man. Okay, here's your, egg. This? Yeah, of course it is. That's incredible! He's a superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Well, I would hope so, considering he was a former champion. So they kind of cut that out of the first game for whatever reason. You can still find the data for it, oddly enough, using, like, code. I don't know how they do it. You know, you gotta go digging through the code, but you can pull up the battle if you want to. It's just one of those things, you know, that just ends up, they got hit the cutting room floor for whatever reason. Maybe they thought it was just not a good idea, you know, after you have the final battle with your rival against the Elite Four. Like, nah, we'll just cut out Professor Oak as the final challenge. Well, that'll do for this episode. Next time, you know, we'll make our way to Violet City. Oh, until then, see ya.